Kia ora Canterbury and welcome to Canterbury Live on Wednesday the 19th of August. A little bit of rain out there, but apparently it's going to be a beautiful day in the afternoon. Rightio, let's start things off with giveaways. Yes, the wonderful painting from Ira Mitchell-Kirk that you could win for your home or your business. That's right, and is a value of $1,600. Isn't it gorgeous? A little bit envious to the person that's going to win it this month for August, so you've got a few days left to enter. Next up, very funny man, Dylan Moran is coming to Horncastle Arena.
Dylan Moran returns live on stage this August. Christchurch 27, Auckland 28, Hamilton 30, Wellington 31.
Your mind is a hive of worms, and worms don't live in a hive, so it already feels unnatural.
Dylan Moran, Off the Hook Live. Book now.
And there we go. So of course Dylan Moran is from Ireland, very funny man, Black Books fame, and you could go along. If you do wish to purchase a ticket though, Ticketek do have them available. And next up, Hoyt's family have some wonderful tickets for you to take your family or friends along. To win any of these, all you need to do is just go through to ctv.co.nz and follow the competition prompt. Really simple. Rightio, if it's your birthday today, many happy returns. I hope you've been sport already and are going to have a wonderful day, but you do share it with three very famous chaps. First up, you may recognise him as Uncle Jesse, yes, Full House. It's John Stamos, and looking mighty fine, may I say, at 52 years of age. That's right, he's a drummer, actor, singer, and good on him, he's just got out of rehab for substance abuse. They always sort of go down there, don't they? But he's revigorated and a new career about to begin. Next up, wow, there he is, Bill Clinton, and we do know on Monday, of course, we told you that was a day when he admitted that, yes, he did have a bit of sexy time with Monica Lewinsky. Well, he is 69 today. And apparently, when it all came out, Hillary did ban him from the marital bedroom for several months, but that's understandable probably, isn't it? But there he is. He served 8 years as the president, the 42nd president. Last but not least, do you love Friends? Great show. And of course, Matthew Perry was a big part of it as Chandler Bing.
Hi, come on in. I'm Regina Phalange.
Chandler Bing.
Oh, Bing. What an unusual name.
Well, you should meet my uncle, Butter. I'm Chandler. I make jokes when I'm uncomfortable. I can handle it. Handles my middle name. Actually, it's the middle part of my first name.
Chandler, what are you doing?
Very funny indeed, and he is 46 today, Canadian-American actor Matthew Perry. Rightio, coming up on today's show, we end the show with absolute class. The beautiful Bonita Danger Doll will be performing at last, and it is a beautiful version. Some great news about Bonita too, I'll tell you about later on. Health guru from Stable Pharmacy, Mark, is here, looking after our heart, he is, and Phyllis Brown, our spiritual healer, she is here today, and it's all about cords of attachment, whether we cut them or not. So it'll be interesting to cover that with her. And crafty chickadee Sarah is here. And today we're making cats. Interesting, so we'll see how that's going to go along. Not taxidermy by any means. And Bill Gosden, the festival director for the New Zealand Film Festival, is here with two of his favourite picks. But first up, Nick, my first guest is inspirational. 2011, of course, the earthquake affected a lot of people, and a lot of people left. But not this lady. No, she stayed around and is even stronger now and will be featuring at the New Zealand Fashion Week. Bianca Astor is my first guest. Bianca, welcome to Canterbury Live. And with the intro, it's actually quite true though, isn't it? 2011 was huge for a lot of people, but for you personally, it was
Yes, I had a store in Victoria Street, which sadly, actually it was the September earthquake, the first earthquake we had. There was a lot of damage in Victoria Street, so sadly for me, it actually, the foot traffic that ended up coming down Victoria Street just sort of petered away. By the time we had the February one, my building was okay, but people were just too frightened to come back in, so sadly, things sort of went sour. But anyway, we moved on and we moved to Maryvale, which was great. By then, I think, for me, it just gotten a little bit tough. So I ended up selling the store, which now is one of my biggest retailers that I sell to in the country, actually. So Diffusion has gone from when I had it now to the most fantastic store and probably the busiest store that I sell to throughout New Zealand. and I'm now doing my own range, which I never saw happen. I never thought this would happen when I sold the store, so it's really exciting.
And Ivy Blue, I love that name. Where did that name come from?
It actually came from Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, and I turned it around to Ivy Blue. But my first name wasn't actually Ivy Blue, it was actually Black Halo, was my first brand name, but due to another designer having the name Black, I had to change it. Right. And Halo came from Beyonce's song Halo, so
wow,
I'm a bit of a Beyonce fan.
Well, hello. She may just dress herself maybe a piece from Ivy Blue.
Amazing.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
Well, we're teasing. I'm just going to pop this down quickly. We're going to tease our viewers though with some of the lovely bits and pieces, and we'll talk about how you've evolved and where the fashion has come from. Looking in the front here.
So this collection is for next winter. So I've just brought a few pieces that we will be showcasing on the catwalk. So I do a lot of simple pieces. I like to keep it simple, and then you can accessorise and do whatever you want to. I like to mix and match. So most of the pieces I do, you can have in your wardrobe one season, but then grab another piece for the next season and reinvent that piece.
And that's important to women, isn't it? Because when they buy a piece, it's actually an investment, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
they want it more than just a one wear.
And people are very price conscious as well, so they like the value for money. They like to know that they'll get their money's worth. So,
well, we want to tease all your bits and pieces. You've got a fantastic website. I must commend you on that.
Thank
because
you.
that's a necessity these days in business, isn't it?
And that's very new for us. That's only been going now for the last 4 months. I mean, I always encourage the customers to go to their local stockers. As a retailer, which I've become, I mean, I was. I know that how important it is to keep those people going in the stores. But we have to have a website because we do have a lot of people that can't get to a store.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that's the beauty of it. Okay, let's talk about Fashion Week. And I know a good friend of yours, Kristen Stewart, was here, and she was just raving about you. It's sad, it's the last one.
Yes.
But how cool you're going to be there.
I am so excited. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a big couple of weeks, lots to do. I had no idea how major this was going to be. It's mad. So this week's been fitting models, getting music done, getting seating organised, all things like that, which is great.
Which is key, isn't it? Seating is a big thing at Fashion Week, isn't it?
Yes.
Who you're putting where and who's actually going to
I mean,
see
obviously your buyers are really important, so you want them up there. I mean, a lot of media are there too, which is great for the brand. So,
and who's your support crew?
My husband comes up, and my manufacturers are coming up, who have been absolutely incredible. So they're based in Christchurch. Everything I do is New Zealand made. So I like to keep it, I like for them to come up and support, and obviously great friends.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm sure you'll be surrounded by love. Yeah. And we just, this skirt, we've got to go very shortly, but isn't that divine, ladies? Look at that velvet.
So a lot of velvet coming through for next winter.
Isn't it? But that ruching though.
I've become a big velvet. This is one of our best skirts. It's just a pull-on. You can ruche it where you want, have it as long as you want, as short as you want. It's one of our staples.
At a certain age, just quietly, Bianca, you like a bit of ruching. You do like a bit of ruching happening. The designs, where do they come from? Where does your inspiration come from, Bianca?
I normally look overseas for that season and see what's been happening over there. Try and interpret it into what's wearable. So a lot of what you see on the catwalks overseas is not necessarily what you and I could wear.
Yeah, exactly.
So I look at what we can do, what we can change, how I can make it a part of an Ivy Blue piece.
It's great. Well, there we are, Ivy Blue again, and you heard the little story about that, Beyonce. Eat your heart out. It'd be great. ivyblue.co.nz is Bianca Astor's website, but on there also is a stockist where you can buy her beautiful clothing. Absolutely. Congratulations to you. You are an inspiration. I think it's just wonderful. These good, strong Canterbury women doing what they do best.
Great stories.
It is great stories. Happy endings. And we've got a bit of happy time happening over on the couch at the moment. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
How are we today?
Really good.
You're looking after our heart today, my love.
We are, keeping it happy and healthy.
Oh, we like that. There we go. It's wonderful. Stay with us because Mark, Stable Pharmacy, is joining me after the break.
Nothing but a heartache. Hit you when it's true. It's a heartache. Nothing but a heartache.
Tell you what, poor old Rod Stewart, he's had a few heartaches over the years, hasn't he, love?
Definitely.
But he's a rocker.
He is a rocker.
And you're going to keep our heart rocking.
Rocking and a rolling.
Cool.
Yeah. In fact, the previous program to this, the Brazilians, showing about the staircase and the musical stairs and so on, and that's really important. And I think one of the things that everybody needs to keep doing is move it or lose it. And so whether that's your joints, whether that's your brain...
Good philosophy for life.
Fantastic. Live well, stay well.
Yeah.
So gentle exercise is always important, and it is a case of doing something is better than doing nothing. So 10 squats a day is better than not doing any squats at all. Taking a 30-minute walk's wonderful, but in this cold weather that's really hard. I do a 6-minute exercise, so it's 6 exercises of 30 seconds each, done twice, and that's exhausting. So because many of my karate students complained they couldn't train.
Okay.
But I think too we need to think about our bodies and what we're eating, what we're doing. Obviously the things like the avocados, olive oils, Brazil nuts, you know, those sorts of goodies, they're useful. But how often do we really eat those? And we were talking just before about how the avocado is always either rotten or rock hard. So they're never ready.
It does.
And if we apply heat to those oils, then they go rancid, and it's actually about oxidated saturated fats, not just saturated fats, because saturated fats are okay in reasonable amounts. In fact, interestingly enough, in 1953 they did the 7 countries study, and they looked at 7 countries with saturated fat intake and heart disease, and they made a nice linear graph, a nice straight, you know, the more fat you eat. But actually he had 22 countries, and if he'd included all 22, his graph would have gone like this, had no correlation. So what does any good researcher do? He takes out the data that doesn't agree.
Very contrived.
And we get this. So it's really important to start examining the data and making sure that you're getting the right information. And just popping along to your doctor and getting a cholesterol pill isn't necessarily the right thing to do either, if that's all you're going to do, because life doesn't come in a pill.
No, it doesn't.
And
good that you say that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being a pharmacist,
as a pharmacist,
we could say that that's what you live by.
No way. In fact, I don't take any pharmaceuticals. There's a smattering of things here. Certainly if you're on a statin, which is this cholesterol pill, then your coenzyme Q10, the process that statin medicine does, it blocks cholesterol being made in your liver, but that same process blocks coenzyme Q10 from being made. Now, the ladies in the audience may have heard of CoQ10. It's in your skin creams. It's an antioxidant, but it's a really important factor for your metabolism, and it's used in every cell in your body, along in your heart particularly with D-ribose and carnitine. And if you're vegetarian, you actually struggle to get carnitine because it's only available in red meat. So that's quite tricky, and yet carnitine, D-ribose and coenzyme Q10 are vital for good healthy heart. Vitamin C is very good. In fact, all your antioxidants, your vitamin E, your vitamin A, your selenium, your zinc, your beta-carotene.
Have you got some vitamin C here?
We've got vitamin C hiding in the back, so you know you should all be piling into that, because of course you want to be getting your you know, take care of your colds and flus. But you also want to make sure that you're getting regular amounts. It's good for your skin, but it's good to maintain the integrity of the membrane in your red blood cells. You can use things like lecithin and other compounds to absorb some of the cholesterol that you're consuming in your diet, or the excess fat that's in your blood. But actually, good exercise, 30 minutes a day, will actually have a similar result. But perhaps the one thing that we can all do right now is reduce our stress levels and have a really good laugh every day.
Is there a pill for that?
Well, probably the only happy pill might be a jelly bean, or but certainly it's to get with some friends and have a good chortle, stick a comedy on, your favourite comedy, get round with someone that makes you feel good, and just have a really good laugh.
That's actually a key, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Being around people that make you happy.
You feel good. Yeah, and also learning not to sweat the small stuff. You know, is it going to matter in 10 minutes? Is it going to matter in 10 hours? Is it going to matter in 10 months? If not, then give it away. But also recognise that when things are hard, that you need to identify that and not just put on that old brave face, but actually find healthy ways of removing that stress, because that stress is producing inflammation. That inflammation is increasing your heart rate. That heart rate increase is increasing your blood pressure, and that increase in blood pressure is making all these problems long term. So the better we can look after ourselves and do the simple things in life, because it's not just popping a pill, it is actually making sure that we're healthy and well.
That's good. Oh, I just want to give you a big cuddle, but I have to run over and make pussycats now. Jeez. That is the wonderful Mark. Stay Well Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road, Hornby. Live well, stay well. Phone 03 349 8785. Staywell.co.nz. Sarah, that's some great advice from Mark, though. It's actually quite true, isn't it, that you
Absolutely.
hang out with people that make you happy.
I live by that. I'm total agreement with all the things that he said.
I know. He's a good man, and he's looking after us completely, body and mind.
It does make a difference.
It does.
Taking the stress out of the diet, and cats tend to do that.
Well, someone said that. Now I'm just going to push us back here. I'm just going to push out a little bit. It's a little bit dark here. We can't put baby in the corner, like Patrick Swayze said. Now, pussycats.
Yes.
So I'm quite not a cat person, but I'll just put it out there.
That's right. You can turn them into dogs. You can turn them into rabbits.
Oh.
It's just a really, really basic structure to this toy.
Okay.
These are also great, like the sock monkeys, great stress relief because they're just so cuddly and squishy. And if you throw them, they generally don't break anything.
Oh, well, Mark doesn't need one of those.
No.
No, he put some weights in it maybe for his big muscle regime.
Yep. Well, speaking of putting weights in.
Oh.
Basically, you're making these from a little pair of ankle socks.
Okay. Oh, ankle socks this time. So last time we had the monkeys, which is the full socks. Yep.
And of course, I went to buy socks the other night. The ones with the different coloured heels.
Yes.
Makes a difference. I think they look cuter, but they still look cute just with the plain face. So
good, wasn't it? There's a lovely base though with that heel though.
Yeah.
Colour.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
So you get your sock,
You get
and
your
usually
sock.
you'd have an old pantyhose is really good for putting the weights in. You can just make a little pouch and put the weights in the pantyhose, and it goes in the bottom.
Lovely. Is that salt?
No, they're called pallets. They call them
They're
plastic
actually
pallets,
proper-
and they're washable.
Oh.
So they put them in a lot of kids' toys and beanie toys.
Yeah.
It's what they are.
Oh, so it actually is something that's for stuffing, not just anything.
Yep.
Could you use rice?
You can use rice. You need to be careful with some of those things. If you have a damp house, like wheat, rice is better. If you've got wheat can actually grow into your carpet. Yeah, but unhealthy.
No, that is unhealthy, yeah.
So basically you want a couple of spoonfuls in there would be just enough to weight it. There.
Oh, that's cute.
And then we get the stuffing out
But wait,
again.
there's more. You and your stuffing, love.
Oh, the cat discovered the stuffing this morning. He had a mouthful and it was like,
no, a real cat ball. Oh my goodness. Who would be deserving of something like this though? When the cats, oopsie daisies, knock them over.
They're little good luck cats.
Ah.
And this particular style because it has the bent paw.
Okay.
So it was designed by a little Asian man, a little Taiwanese designer called Ta-Da.
Ta-da. Ta-da. Oh, I love it.
And so kids, adults like them just as much as kids.
Okay.
So I was actually going to do these quite a few years ago.
Yes.
But an unfortunate incident happened.
The little earthquake thing?
So these are in honour of Donna, this one, because I made this one.
Did you make it for Donna for that day for the show? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah. So I kept it, and it's pretty sentimental.
Yeah,
in that
as
sense.
it should. Oh, she would have loved it as well. My goodness.
So
the monkey, did so well. The blue monkey.
Yes, there is a monkey coming.
Oh, no,
but it's got to be special for you.
It was a subtle hint. Okay,
so we
we've
keep
got
stuffing it, and you'll get to that point.
Okay, so
Right,
that
so
there is there.
That there is going to be across there. You're just going to, once it's stuffed, you'll just stitch it straight across there.
Cool.
And that's how you end up with your cat's ears.
Oh, very clever. Good on you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's you so dissect? Oh, okay. That's
Then it's the same like the sock monkeys, where you have a sock, you can cut it off, and you're going to make your little arms out of that piece.
Right.
And you'll end up with little arms.
That's very cool indeed. Well, we might leave you to dissect.
Sew them on.
It's a bit of taxidermy happening, isn't there? I'll tell you a funny story though, taxidermy's not really funny. Well, it could be, potentially. But next week, actually, on Canterbury Live, we're actually revisiting a story we did in 2010 with Claire Third. Now, she's a taxidermist and puts different parts of animals together.
Yes, I've seen.
Yes, well, you'll see that next week. But anyway, I'll leave you be, lovely, and worry about your pussycats. And after the break, though, Phyllis Brown joins us, and we're talking about cords of attachment. See you soon. Bit lovely, bit of Enya.
A bit of Enya, just
Chilling
out.
You do instantly chill out. I wonder what she's like in her house. Does she ever play like any heavy metal or anything like that? Do you think she would?
She might just float around with the fairies.
Literally, she literally floats around like a bang. Hey, now today,
Yes.
very cool, chords of attachment.
Yes.
I've got ideas of where we're going with this, but please do tell.
I think it's really easy for us to get attached to both physical things as well as have emotional attachments, and as well as we attach to other people or we attach to situations. And of course there's the old saying, especially from the mother's perspective, of you've got to cut the apron strings. And and what does that actually mean? It is that whole process of letting your child go and letting them become the adult that they can become. But obviously from a mothering aspect, I know from my own personal experience this year, it can be really quite difficult. But cords of attachment, it's really, it's an energetic process that you may or may not be aware of. And once you really attach to something, you have to learn how to live without that thing, or you have to learn how to become independent of that particular process. So people might have attachments to medical props, we're talking about health things there, or they might have their lucky pants before they go into an exam, or they might have, a really unhealthy attachment to a friend where that you can't make a decision without that person say so. You need their validation. And it's really the unhealthy cords of attachment that you have to be aware of in your own personality.
Yeah, it sort of leads into what Mark was talking about, wasn't it?
Yes.
About surrounding yourself with people that make you
happy. It
Yeah.
is. Because sometimes inadvertently you might attract situations or people into your life who will say things like, oh, I love being with you, Andrea, I feel so much better. And all the while they've sent an energetic link to you and you feel exhausted, you feel absolutely zapped. And when you understand that relationship, or you understand how you're feeling, you can just put a little bit of protection around you, so there is no cord of attachment, so that you can see that person, but not to your detriment. You don't feel drained by them.
Some cords could be healthy, though. We're talking about a few unhealthy cords, but some could be healthy for you, couldn't they?
Absolutely. So if you are in a really healthy relationship where you've got that lovely balance, where you can, within that relationship, still have your own independent likes, your own independent social life, but still come back and be in that relationship, absolutely, that's fine. And again, with the whole parenting thing, where we do have to let our children go, it's not that we're abandoning our children. We still want that lovely love cord. We want that beautiful paternal aspect still to exist. We just have to let go of the concept of us having control in their life, or being in control of their life. So you do have to measure or be careful which cords that you do want to dissipate or to let go.
And I guess there's times when there's time for healing.
There is time for healing. So I think the biggest process, or the hardest process, is when we do have a grief process. And just talk, listening to your lady, the very first lady that you had on, and that was a big process for her. To lose her livelihood. Everything changed in the September quake. And so there's a process there. She's had to rebuild, and she's had to come to terms with changing, moving and creating. And the grief process, when we do lose somebody, whether it be a business, a pet, a person, a job, we have to go through that process. We have to let go of that cord of attachment to that sense of security or identity, and then build up, come back to ourselves and build up our own sense of identity without that thing, without that job, that person, that pet, or that situation. So it's a long time, it is a process that you have to go through.
Can you sometimes be the step to actually cut someone else's cord of attachment?
You can. It's difficult in terms of you maybe don't want to interfere with somebody's life, but sometimes you might see a relationship, or somebody might be in a job that they might be miserable, and maybe it is up to you to step up and say, well, actually you do need to change. Have you thought about changing your work environment? Or if you see someone in a relationship where their personality is changing, they're becoming somebody that you don't recognise, or they're becoming isolated through someone else's control, you can certainly help them have an understanding of where you're coming from, but ultimately it is that
It is their decision, isn't it?
It is that person's decision.
You raise a good point, though. I mean, I think we've all seen people that are unhappy in an environment. So they have an unhealthy cord to a workplace.
Yeah. And that cord might just be fear. They might have a fear-based attachment. I can't change, I'm not good enough, I don't know where to go, I won't get another job. But once they face that fear, once they cut that fear, that attachment that keeps them in that unhealthy place, then suddenly everything moves. And I remember being in a job for about 14 years thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? What is the worst that can happen? I asked myself that question, what is the worst that can happen? I thought, well, I could get sacked. I thought, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And I just spoke up. And so I cut that fear of not speaking up, because I thought, yeah, I'll get another job, it's okay.
Cut the fear.
And I just cut the fear and I spoke up, and you know, suddenly I became, well, they couldn't shut me up then. But
no, not you fellas. Speaking of shutting you up, I need you to give us the card, love.
I know. It's at that time already.
It is that time already.
So we've got Mercury. So Mercury helps us look at our patterns that need to be broken. If you need some strength, with Mercury is a really strong planet, link into the energy of Mercury, break those old patterns and move into a positive frame of mind. Don't live in a place of fear.
Do not live in a place of fear. Cut the fear. I love that advice. Thank you, sweetheart. We'll see you next time. Do you like antipastos?
I do, yes.
Oh, funny you do, because now we are in the kitchen. A bit of Italia is happening with the beautiful Mercy. Oh, it's a good day today.
Italiano.
Come stai?
Va bene.
Oh, prego. It's so lovely. Today is we are going back to Italy a little bit. We've got the beautiful Godfather music playing. What an awesome idea. It's a great any time, isn't it, to have an antipasti or antipasto platter?
Yes. Well, I thought with these, you know how sometimes you get invited to something and you think, oh my goodness, what am I going to make? I've only got about 30 minutes. These little antipasto treats are so quick and easy to whip up, and everyone loves them. Like, everyone I talked to was like, oh, that's all my favourite foods in there, the salami and the gherkins, and yeah, it's those little bite-sized treats that make a really good entree.
Putting you on the spot, what's your favourite salami?
Well, I've actually used chorizo salami here, and I love it because it's really fatty and oily and spicy.
Yeah.
And I'm all about that.
Good on you. Well, let's get into it, because there's a few little varieties you've got there.
There is.
Where do we
so
start?
I thought we'd start with this little one in the middle here. This is interesting. It's actually what I've done is I've heated salami in a tiny muffin tin, and it's formed a little cup. So if I go over here, I can show you what I've done. I've taken my chorizo salami, so just this kind of round size, and I've just squeezed it into this little cup
Into a
here.
casing?
Yeah, and then it just sits in there like that, and then I've just cooked it for about 10 to 12 minutes on 200 degrees
Oh, so a decent amount of time.
Yeah, and it just dries it all out, and it goes really nice and crispy. You've got to be careful, because sometimes when you cook salami, it has a tendency to go rubbery. So this one, I cooked it for quite a while, and then I took it out and I just kind of shook the oil off it and left it to sit on a cooling rack, and it went all crispy and yummy.
So is the key, though, that it's chorizo because of that extra fatty content, do you think?
You can make it with other salamis, but I think the chorizo really helps to set it, because I think you probably can't really see too well, but if I pick this up, you can see that it's quite firm in my hand. This cup actually makes like a solid form on the bottom, and when you take it out, it just sits in like a round little cup ready to go with filling to put in.
Fabs, and just one little mouthful and it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we better start formulating
So
something.
I'll just talk what I've got in my filling. In the filling here, I've just chopped up, I've got a little bit of basil feta, and then I've got my red peppers, the char-grilled red peppers. I've got a few gherkins, and I've got some Kalamata olives. And so we'll just spoon that into these little casings. So you can see them here, they've been cooked and they're all ready to go. And then I'm just going to spoon that in, nice little dollop on top.
So dainty, isn't it? What a great way to start a party.
Yeah, and then I'm going to just put that there, and I've just got an olive. I'll cut this in half, and I just plop that olive on top as like a wee little garnish.
It's
and
lovely.
then you can see my little wee morsel ready to eat. And
Very cute.
And it's nice too, because you get that crunch of the salami, but then you get the softness of the cheese and everything else in there as well.
Okay, now we've got the old
skewer time.
The old Godfather music on. This could do some damage, couldn't it? What are we doing here?
Well, what I've done is, so you've got the bite-size option, you've also got the option to make a skewer, so you can really put anything on this you like. I put olives, salami, bit of, I've got that red pepper there again, I've got some tomato, and I've actually got a little bit of, these are spinach leaves. If it was not so expensive, I would have bought basil leaves, because I love fresh basil leaves, but at the supermarket they were wilting and it was kind of pricey, so
yuck.
Didn't want that, so spinach leaves it is. But then all we do is, just start skewering. So I just fold out my salami like this, and I pop it in, and then I just think, what do I want next? Maybe a little bit of gherkin, and I start skewering that on. And just get
again, these
there.
are things that are tinned as well, so you don't have to worry about them being...
Well, that's it. You might have these in the cupboard so that every time someone invites you to something, you can go, okay, 30 minutes and quickly skewer them on, and you can even put them in the fridge and then eat them the next day.
What else you got here? Some olives?
Got some olives, some stuffed olives there, and got some goodies over here. Got a little bit of tomato.
You do actually have a little bit of basil, don't you, as well? So
A little bit of that spinach leaf there.
Great. But I think what you're really saying is that whatever ingredients you have, it's just thinking outside the square and just going with it. Whatever you like, put the stuff on you like rather than the stuff you don't like.
Another good thing is if you've got balsamic vinegar, drizzle a little bit of that on top of it, and it gets that really delicious vinaigrette flavour on there.
Okay, well, grazie mille. Have a wonderful day, Mercy.
I will.
And thank you so much for another wonderful meal.
Bye.
And there we are. Now, The Godfather, that beautiful music, though, from it was a fantastic movie, but has no patches, though, on the New Zealand International Film Festival that finishes on Monday. After the break, I catch up with the festival director, but here's a little tease of one of my picks from the festival.
I didn't give a damn about going to the party or being at the party. It was getting dressed for the party. And there's truth and poetry in that.
The rare bird herself, over 75 years of influence in fashion, interior design. The icon, Iris Apfel.
That's so nice to hear. Makes a girl feel like there's still a chance.
I know, happy day when you head to the movies. And joining me now is Bill Gosden, who's a New Zealand International Film Festival director. Do you have a name badge with that on?
I do not. No, I don't.
You'd need two.
I'm just introducing myself. I do have a business card. I could leave one of those with you.
It's A3 or something like that. Hey, it's well underway, the New Zealand International Film Festival, but
the end is
the
in
last
sight.
week.
That's right. We've only got a few days to go, and it's been going extremely well. The Isaac Theatre Royal is a huge success for the film festival, just as we knew it would be. And I think people have been blown away by the experience of watching and hearing movies in there.
Well, talking of experiences, this Sunday is something pretty special with Mr. Charlie Chaplin.
That's right. One of the great things about the Isaac Theatre Royal is that there's room for an orchestra. So the Christchurch Symphony Orchestra are joining us to play Charlie Chaplin's own score for The Kid, one of his great comic masterpieces.
Extra. And is there still tickets available though?
There are, yeah.
Wow.
There's still a couple hundred tickets available.
Yeah.
So.
And at good old Christchurch, we leave everything to the last minute.
Yeah.
Which
I have noticed that.
You have noticed that?
Yeah.
We're shocking, aren't we? Hey, let's get into it. I asked you, hey, it's all about you. You can pick the two movies, your faves, and one of them, I'm so glad that you did, is 45 Years.
Yeah, that's a beautiful film, a very thoughtful film, stunningly well acted by Charlotte Rampling and Tom Courtney, playing a couple who are approaching their 45th wedding anniversary celebration when a skeleton emerges from the closet from a very, very long time ago and causes them both to kind of reassess what they knew about each other going into the marriage.
Well, let's have a bit of a tease of it now, because it is truly beautiful.
It's a shame not to have more photos around the house. I guess we didn't see the point of taking pictures of ourselves. It's a shame.
Come on.
What are you doing?
Come on.
I'm not prancing around in the living room at this time of night.
This really is a great venue for an anniversary. So full of history, you see? Like a good marriage.
What is it?
They found her. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
We never talked about it in all the years that we've known each other. And it's tainted everything.
You didn't know her.
No. I didn't. I'd like to be able to tell you everything I'm thinking. But I can't.
They ask me how I knew my true love was true. So I smile and say, when a lovely flame dies, smoke gets in your eyes.
We're gonna have dinner, and then we're gonna go to bed, and then we're gonna get up. And we'll try and start again.
Well, it was silent. Normally we chat during, there's bits on camera and that, but was silence in here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful, beautiful movie.
It is. It's incredibly involving, and those performances are just so special.
Yeah, they pull you in. Bit of fun though, Mavis.
Yeah, I've been describing this film as the anti-Amy because it's a documentary about a singer who's had a very long and marvellous career and who had a supportive dad, a dad who really understood her. And quite a lot of the film is in fact about Mavis Staples' relationship with her father, who started the Staple Family Singers, from which she emerged as the woman with the absolutely astounding voice.
And so unique.
And she still has it. I mean, she's still going.
And here she is now.
Now we've come this evening to bring you some joy, some happiness, inspiration, and some positive vibrations. I know a place.
I don't think anybody's ever heard a voice like Mavis.
If you're walking around thinking that...
Growing up in a black household in the 60s and the 70s, the Staple Singers are part of my family's soundtrack.
We were just family, sounding like family.
With Mavis leading the way, the Staple Singers and Pray On.
The Staples were Chicago gospel pioneers. Very few gospel singers took an interest in civil rights.
And I'm determined to go all the way until Dr. King's dream has been realized.
She's not just about chasing hits and being famous and being popular. She's a messenger.
Says you can watch the sun, see how steady she runs. Don't let it catch you with your work. I know that we have been around the world and we're on stage, but I am Mavis, everyday people. I belong to the band. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I've weathered the storms. I have fallen down and I've gotten back up.
What a voice.
Yeah, she's an inspiration.
Just incredible. I love that Bob got on. Now, Mavis will be screening tonight at, this afternoon, at 2:15 at the Isaac Theatre Royal, and tomorrow night at 6:30, okay? But 45 Years, I skipped over that, is screening tonight or this afternoon at 12 o'clock and Saturday at 6:15, so both at the Isaac Theatre Royal. The schedule though, nziff.co.nz is on there, and tickets can be purchased there or at the Isaac Theatre Royal. How do you beat this year's festival?
by coming back with an even better one next year. It's hard to imagine, but that's what I'll have to start working on all too soon.
And the Isaac Theatre Royal has been a success.
Absolutely, yeah. So I really feel as though the festival in Christchurch is back on track after so many years of disruption, and it's very exciting.
We needed it. Congratulations, Bill, to you and the team. It's a small team, but a strong team.
A small but very busy team.
A very busy team. Good seeing you, my friend. I look forward to next year.
Cheers.
Okay, so after the break, the beautiful Bonita Danger Doll will be performing. And Sarah, how are we going with our cats, lovely?
I am working on the face, and I'm always quite pleased when I'm not doing this actually live, when I can do it by myself and just do a little bit of unpicking, because the face makes such a huge difference to the finished.
Well, don't pick too much, love, because I'm going to join you after the break, so stay with us. Enjoy your break. We'll see you soon.
What are they feeding you? Smelly cat, smelly cat. Smelly cat, smelly cat. What are they feeding you? Smelly cat, smelly
cat. Doesn't smell much.
But you could put lavender in them.
Oh, you could?
Yeah, and then you could take them tonight and they could sleep and they wouldn't wake you up through the night.
Oh, is that what you would do, really?
Yeah.
Nothing worse than a pussycat waking you up in the middle of the night. Rightio, so you've worked on the face.
So yes, there's just whiskers to do now. If all else failed, you could do it with felt pen.
But wouldn't it run?
You'd need to test your pen on the sock. There's some pens are better than others, like a biro quite often, or a laundry marker. But if you just test it on a bit of sock first, the advantage with stitching is that you can always undo it and go back in. So I've done this a couple of times.
How long? Okay, you're a freak, so you'd do it like that. But how long would it take to actually make one of these?
I would say probably about an hour.
Oh, so not too long.
Yeah, not too long. Nowhere near as long as a sock monkey, because there's a lot less sewing in it. I mean, the only sewing really is across there and the arms.
Wow, that's
so it's
very
really,
cool.
really straightforward.
We could have a little fundraiser for a club, wouldn't it?
And we, when I was at Hands, there was a girl that her mother came to class, taught the daughter how to make them, and she did a stall for their school fair and sold heaps of them.
It's not silly, is it?
No.
Because our lovely cousins in that country overseas that have quite cheap things in shops that are not too many dollars, those sort of shops. You can pick them up so cheaply, can't you, socks?
Yep,
these
absolutely.
days?
I was amazed years ago, I went to try and buy socks from the States and they wouldn't ship them out because they were classed as hosiery and lingerie.
Hosiery?
They wouldn't ship that to the other side out of America.
What dodgy things are happening in shipping and hosiery? Maybe they go missing.
Don't know, but I think they've changed a bit now. Now the joy with the socks is you can sculpt them, so you can actually sort of sit there and mould them, and the warmth of your hand will actually sort of shape them, so you can make them shorter.
Oh, is it when you said you had the little paw like sitting like that?
Yeah. Also, we can sculpt the ears, so we can put a little stitch. Now I do it where I have a piece of thread, fold it in half, and then I thread the two ends through the needle, and then you end up with a loop at the bottom.
Oh.
And when you're stitching, it saves you having a knot.
Oh, very cool.
So you can just basically thread your...
So you're pinching, Sarah, is that right? Just pinching it?
Just pinching it.
Yep.
The needle will do, the thread will do all the work.
Just quietly, your nails look a bit lovely today on camera.
Oh, I make an effort.
You make an effort? I'm glad you make an effort, love. It's good. Nothing worse than a chip nail.
You can pull it through and then you can just do a little sculpt on the ear.
Oh,
like
that's
that, and you don't
cute.
end up with a knot anywhere.
I love them. It's great. And you've got the little bell on these ones. You can put a bell on
so
there.
You can put a bell, or you can, if you've got a cat collar, you can put a little cat collar on there as well.
Oh,
so cute. But a little bell's quite handy because then you know when someone's playing with it. And
quite therapeutic.
Yeah.
Well, you keep doing that there because I'm going to talk to you about what's happening next week on the show, next Wednesday. And you're not with us because it's every fortnight, but you're missing out a bit, and you might want to give me a note or a question for sex therapists. Yes, we have a male and a female sex therapist coming into the show next Wednesday. And if you've got any questions, you can go along to our Facebook page and leave a bit of a question. Would you have any questions I can pass on, Sarah?
I don't know. I'm not going to say that on live TV, am I?
Damn! I nearly had you. As well as that, have you ever thought about a little bit of, a bit of Botox? What's a derma filler? Well, we have also a cosmetic nurse that's coming in to talk about all those things. Did you see a bit of that in America?
Yes, the latest trend over there was for the wobbly bit under ladies'
chicken
arm.
wings?
Yep.
Chicken wings?
Botoxing that.
What? Botoxing that is a hell of a lot to Botox, love.
I know, they'll be making a fortune.
So wait, if you Botox, will it then go to muscle?
I don't know, but I just heard it on TV and I was like, whoa. But yes,
Wow,
there was a
wow.
lot of Botox and a lot of
P
enhancement.
P from Modbod will be here and she's going to answer all those questions. Again, if you've got any questions, send them through to our Facebook page and then it's all gravy, but it'll be quite an interesting show next week. I've already had a couple of questions from the control room for the sex therapist. It's quite interesting. Hopefully they'll help them out. That's very cute. And then we'll put the bell on.
Yep, and then we'll also just stitch the arms. Just the arms to the side of the head.
Okay.
Because that will just make him
more
balanced.
sturdy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But the beans in the bottom just make him, means he's able to sit.
Rightio. Hey, thank you, sweetheart. You keep going there. And now we've actually got a bit of a magic, though, because we've got the beautiful Bonita Danger Doll is going to close the show off for us. But just teasing you for Monday, though, we've got Karen Deegan in, Focus Financial, Al Grego with his magical touch. But here is the wonderful Bonita Danger Doll. Have a fab Wednesday. See you Monday.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh yeah, at last the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I can speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to rest my cheek to, thrill that I haven't never known. Oh, when you smile, oh, and then a spell was cast, and here we are in heaven.